Welcome to another video. I'm RustyCG, and today we're going to go over the current meta and how you're going to win your Newtype Challenge 5, aka Mission 2 2026. I appreciate the support from all of you guys, and I just realized that about 72% of you guys who are watching my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So please smash the subscribe button, like my videos, drop a comment below just to let me know what you think about the current format. Should I make it longer videos or shorter videos? And I'm very happy that last week I was able to win my third, and yesterday I was able to win my fourth Kira. So I have my full playset right here. I was playing purple white last week until this week, and it was quite good. I finished it second last week, and I finished it 10th in the 95 people Newtype challenge. So technically they have 3 package. So top 3 had a freedom, and top 12 had a Kira. So I was managed to finish 10th, and with a record of 5-2, I lost round 6 against the guy who finished second, that he got a freedom, then I didn't get my freedom. But overall, I think Newtype Challenge 4 was one of the hardest Newtype Challenge that I ever played in. And I guess that because of Blue Perp, and it was a new meta, new deck, and I refused to play Blue Perp. And I tried a third time to play Green White, and I believe that I don't think Green White it's made for me. It's an amazing deck. It's a tier S deck. It's still going to be tier S. It's still be a extremely competitive deck, but I don't feel that Green White match my style. I've been playtesting it off tournament on MSA and even on local tournaments. I have a record of 17-2 on playtesting with Green White, but I end up breaking every time that I bring it to a big competitive tournament, like for example the regionals in Orlando, the regionals in Ottawa, and I give it another chance at the Newtype Challenge 4 for the Kira the first week, and I completed brick with no blockers, getting run over by Blue Perp. And it's just not how I tested the deck. When I tested the deck was extremely consistent. Whenever I bring it to a high level tournament, I end up bricking with no blockers and bricking with like Wing Zero, Pilot, Ultron, Xinglong, when all I needed was just one blocker, Sword Strike, and maybe top deck into another blockers, but I just don't end up getting it. So I don't think Green White it's made for me. I should play aggro because I'm more like a tempo aggro control type of player, but I just hate playing mirror. I don't like playing against 4 rounds of Blue Perp, so that's why I refuse to play Blue Perp, and I end up playing purple white. I feel that purple white it's a mid-range aggro control type of deck, so that fits my style of playing, and so far I'm doing very well with it. I think my record is X3 at the moment. I played so many games with this deck, and I lost like 3 games at Newtype Challenge with this, and it's doing phenomenal thanks to the Professor Brad, aka Bradley. He's the one who introduced me to the deck. We've been playtesting it for the past like 2-3 weeks, and it's an amazing deck. So let's jump into the tier list right now. Right here I added purple white right here, so I feel that purple white is the counter to Blue Perp. So I'll be dropping the deck list next Wednesday for all the members. You guys gonna have the early access to it shortly, until like maybe in the next 48-24 hours the video gonna be up. And for the people who's non-members, this video gonna be up to the public, not the coming Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, and I will be sharing the gameplay at the Newtype Challenge that I finished second, and the Newtype Challenge that I finished 10th yesterday with 95 or 96 people. So I will show the screenshot like right here. So far, I think Blue Perp is still a tier S deck, but I see that there's a very decrease in people playing it because people are kind of like fed up with playing Blue Perp, because Blue Perp, I feel it's a brain dead deck that you just play winnies and wait for your opponent to react to it, and you just do your next move. You just drop more bodies and just attack, do good trades, and ping unit, remove the boards, and just keep swinging for life. There's not much of thinking is just you decide if you should attack or you should wait, patient versus aggro, or you can be a little bit of a control player. So I think Blue Perp, it's still a tier S. We are in the same current situation as early GDO1 when 1 Year War come in and it disrupting the current meta. And after that, people are just debating if they should switch to a different deck, a more control deck, or they're going to stay in the aggro deck. And after that, green, white, wing 0 came into the game. Red, blue, ping came into the meta and disrupted the format right now. That's exactly what's happening right now. We are seeing an increase in blue, red deck in the format. So I feel like those are kind of like the top tier right now. I feel that all of those decks are gonna get like bummed down, and I feel that green white gonna move down to tier A, but it's still a very good deck. It's just like, for me, I'm not a big fan of it. So I still believe it's a very consistent deck, don't get me wrong, but it's getting bumped down to tier A. And any type of combination of red, blue, it's amazing because they have high HP units and they can take the ping, repair, depending on which package you're playing. Some people are playing Cassandra package. Some people are playing the Unicorn package. Some people are playing both Cassandra and Banneker package. I don't believe that you should play that many Link pilot in your deck, especially it's extremely breaky. So the definition of breaky is that you're going to end up having the wrong pilot with the wrong unit in your hand, and you're stuck with this, and you force yourself to Link in a very crucial situation that you need that extra buff for like having 2 extra attack or extra HP. So, and after that, you end up top decking the other units that are gonna link with the right pilot. So I don't like that build. If I have to build Banneker and Cassandra together, I would mix maybe like 3 and 3 units, and having like, for example, 4 Amaro and 3 Marita and 4 and 3 Banneker. So that gives you a total of 10 pilot. But we'll see, like more and more people are playing because of Japan deck list. People are net decking the red blue that I posted yesterday or 2 days ago about Noble who won the Newtype challenge in Ottawa. So now if we go back to the purple white, so the purple white is an extremely aggressive deck that you don't care about your units, you just swing, you can do trades, but most likely you're gonna hit for life. You're gonna lower your opponent to about like, let's say 2 to 3 shield. I'm gonna go more in depth with this deck list in my next video, the deck profile for the purple white. That deck, it's extremely strong, and I think I'm gonna continue playing that deck until the anniversary starter deck, which is I'm gonna keep playing this deck until the next starter deck coming out, the Seed starter deck, because I'm a big Seed fan. So that's why I pick up all my Kira right here that I really need. And most likely I'm going to be playing purple white until then, which is in the next like 2 to 3 weeks. I'm not going to play test that many decks, but I'm still going to jump back and forth between purple white and any other fun decks like red purple, which is what I was playing early Newtype challenge for, and I'll continue playing it because it's a very fun deck, but it's a really like luck sack deck that you high roll on burst. So if you don't have your burst, you're screwed because you're going to lose to aggro without your burst, or without close combat early game, or with improved technique. So for purple white, it's extremely strong because you're super aggro. You get the early game, the early draw with Barbados first form like blue perp, and you get your early ping with your adapt, your Mika, and you get your weenies, and you get your draws, and you have your command cards to pop units. So I'm gonna go more in depth in the future, but this potentially we're gonna see it at the Gundam World the coming weekend on March 15. Good luck to Amnomnath for representing Canada in the North America group in the world. So good luck to him. And if we're going to tier A, I think nothing much changed over here. Like I said, the red purple that I've been playing, 4 close combat, 4 improved technique, slashing if you want to play some Battle of Ace, or like some not improved technique, all range attack, depending on the meta, depending on what you want to play. So I still believe that that's a tier A. Providence, red, white. That's the deck that I believe finished first yesterday at the Newtype challenge that I was playing in the 95 people. So the guy was too shy. He didn't want to be in the camera. So I didn't get a chance to do a deck profile, but he told me it was the standard red, white, like at the originals. So not the originals, the Nats. So you guys can just look up the deck. I'm pretty sure it's the same deck list. I lost him after I pick up my prize, so I didn't got a chance to take a picture of his deck list. The red white Cubely G-Fred package, same thing, is a tier A. And we're gonna go into DO. A lot of you guys been talking about DO. I lost my round 6 to DO because all on me. I had the game. I had a perfect curve, perfect hand, super aggressive hand, but I slow played and I did misplay when he put an Admiral under his Alfred, and I miscalculated my ping, so I couldn't kill it off, and I gave him like a 3 for 2 behind the Alfred Admiral because he Admiral something and he killed one of my units, and he survived with 3 HP. So I pinged him for 1 and I traded into it and I couldn't kill it. So I allowed him to trade into another unit, and that was a big turning point for me. So you guys gonna see it, the round 6, the video, I'll be posting it maybe like this week on Thursday or Friday, depending on when I got a time to finish editing that video. But most likely I'm gonna post that video. And afterward, you have the Seed red white, which is still the top contender. I'm not a big fan of red deck, but I'm trying my best to make it work. And the Seed, I'm a Seed fan, but I'm not playing red white because it's just not my playstyle. Like I don't want to high roll my burst to get close combat, Battle of Ace, or anything else. There's a big debate between people playing Improved Technique or playing Battle of Ace. I prefer personally Improved Technique over Battle of Ace because you can just kill anything very early without pinging them. So it just depends on what deck you're playing. If you're playing a deck with a lot of ping, Battle of Ace might be better. But if you're playing a deck that don't have any early ping, you should play the Improved Technique instead. So Psych Gundam, a lot of you guys have been asking me Psych Gundam if it's still good. I still truly believe that Psych Gundam, it's still a very, very good deck right now, but I just didn't got a chance to test it because the only reason is because Psycho, it's a 6-6 and not a 7-7. So when you play against any other blue deck, you lose because Dio, like I said, Dio, it's extremely hard to deal with. It's a 7-7 big body that you would need to remove it from the body. You need to remove it from the field. And if you don't have a 7-7, like for example, you need a Wing Gundam link with a hero in order to remove Dio. So if you cannot remove Dio, and Dio will just keep building up this board, next thing you're going to drop another repair unit and he's going to drop more blockers. So you cannot remove Dio. If you cannot remove it, you're quite screwed. And people are just going to kill the Psych Gundam for free, like cookies, like what I always say. And after that, we have the other units that you need to play on top of it in order to act as a removal. So Psych Gundam doesn't work with Dio, and maybe I'm thinking about playing Titan with Earth Federation, but I'm not sure if Penelope gonna work with this deck. I just need to put more testing into it, but you just need something stronger for turn 7 or turn 8. I don't know anything you can do. Maybe you can put, like, let's say Banneker with Unicorn into the deck with the big body, but I don't think that's necessary. So we'll see about that. The next deck will be red white Sinanju with Kshatriya, maybe like Cyber Newtype. So I think that's still a tier A deck. I truly believe that it will stay there for the time being. But we're just gonna wait for the total full release of the new ultimate deck and see what can we do to boost the current meta to have multiple tier S deck. And right now, like I said, the meta is very versatile. Like you can play almost any tier S or tier A deck and still make it to the final and do pretty well. It's like I said, it's 60% skills and 40% luck. So the luck factor, there's one of the comment that I saw, like I think yesterday or the day before, that people keep encouraging a best of 3 instead of best of 1. And I truly believe that best of 3 will help the current meta. It will allow people to involve more skill play, because if you lose to a bad hand, bad mulligan game 1, and your opponent just high roll you with like a perfect godly hand, I don't think that someone will be able to do perfect godly hand relying on luck factor for a big tournament like 5 to 7 or 5 to like 9 rounds of luck. That's extremely hard. Like that's extremely unlikely. So having a best of 3 will allow skills to come in play. So if you lose game 1, it's fine because you get a second chance. But if you lose a second game, a best of 3, it means that it's either you're very, very unlucky or you just have skills issue or something like that. But the biggest problem is compared to Riftbound. Riftbound, it's 50 to 59 minutes best of 3 that depending on what deck you play, if you play, for example, like a white blocker deck, you will go on overtime, because even in 30 minutes, you will go in overtime. So imagine you need to play two times out of 2 of 3 games of 30 minutes of blocker mirror match. You will go in overtime, you're going to end up with a tie. So depending on tiebreaker, right now so far, I'm not a big fan of how Bandai manage their tiebreakers, because there's so many times that I lost in final with the XO record and I'm bumping to X1 and I end up finishing 4th or 5th because of tiebreaker. I won against someone who dropped, or I won against someone round 1 that ended up going like X3, and that just messed up my whole tiebreaker and bubbled me out of a top 4 in a Newtype challenge. So I feel that's very weird in the way that the tiebreaker is made. But if you lose in final, most likely you should end up being 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Like worst case scenario, you're ending up 4th place, but at X1 should not bubble out 5th. So I think Bandai should fix the tiebreaker system. For me, it doesn't make sense that you lose in final and you end up being 4th or 5th. So I hope Bandai gonna fix that. But going back to the best of 3, yes, best of 3 gonna remove the luck factor of the game and make the game more competitive. But it just like a local tournament might be end up longer. So my suggestion for Bandai would be introducing best of 3 in a top cut format. For example, Newtype challenge, you should do a top 4 or top 8 depending on how many players. But at 32 players, should have a top cut top 4 or top 8. I think top 4 makes sense because those are the top tier players. I don't think an X2 player should make it a top cut. So I think a top 4 really makes sense because, I think top 8 only if you have 4 X1 in the ranking, because it sucks for the guy who bubbles out because of tiebreakers in it's not well done tiebreaker at the moment. So that's my opinion. And we're gonna go to tier B. I don't think there's much difference. If you guys want me to talk over to discuss about tier B, you guys should go back to watch my last video at I think episode 9 and episode 8, so the beginning of GTO 3, I break down mostly all the tier lists from B, C, and D. I don't think anything much changed from there. Besides, I would probably move the blue-white unicorn back to tier A because there's more and more unicorn deck popping up and people actually trying to play that deck. And I see a lot of deck lists in Japan that the blue-white unicorn topping Newtype challenge first place in Japan. So I feel that a lot of people are going to start playing unicorn because there's a lot of unicorn fan. And I truly believe that that's a very good deck if the right pilot is piloting this deck. and doing great with it and knowing what to do, like Noble, who won the Newtype challenge last weekend. So I truly believe it's a good deck, and we're gonna see about it. And we're gonna try to keep this video short today, about like 21 minutes. I know that some of you guys like longer form videos, and I think right now we're kind of like in a roller coaster meta right now. So a lot of deck can pop up nowhere, and people can still win with those deck. It's more like skills based right now. Like the best player gonna have more chance to win compared to other decks. So most likely a good player can pilot any tier S or tier A deck and still manage to win by understanding the current meta. So you guys should not worry about like not complain about Amuro or complain about like any cards that should be banned. I don't think that any card should be banned at the moment, because if you're banning Amuro, then technically blockers will be the whole meta. Everybody will be playing blockers because you cannot kill blockers. So after banning Amuro, you guys would want to ban Lock On, and after that you're gonna want to ban Wing Gundam. So you guys end up banning every single deck possible. So including keeping Amuro right now in the game, kind of balance off aggro decks versus blockers deck, so you have more diversity at the moment. So that's my take on this week's video. Hope you guys enjoy it. So I realized that about 72% of you guys are not subscribed to my channel, so I hope you guys enjoy the content and keep supporting this channel. It's by subscribing, liking the video, and commenting on my video about what you guys want to watch next. So please smash the like button, subscribe button. Please drop a comment below the video and tell me what you like to watch. I will try my best to read all the comments and be able to do the most repeated requests. And I cannot make more, like a lot of videos per week, but I will try my best in order to fulfill whatever you guys are requesting. And thank you for watching, and on to the next one.